Viviano will be the keynote speaker.
Oh, good, okay.
It's just that we couldn't put his name on the literature. So he will be our keynote speaker. Wanted to spend a few minutes going over some of our events for this
Should be Microsoft Word.
that was a Word document.
That was a Word document I sent you.
Who's flash?
Yeah.
Evidently,
Yeah.
I didn't open that one up.
That should be it. There you go.
So this is our calendar of events. The stuff in green is things that we haven't totally bought into yet.
Well, pretty much May 21st, and then our
May 21st is the Lincoln Reagan Day dinner. That's
pretty much set in stone.
that one's set in stone. That's going to be at Ken Ratliff's Memorial Park down across from the Air Base. There's a pavilion there, so or a clubhouse. That's where
It's the clubhouse,
that's going to
yeah.
be at. If you are going to that, please sign up either through Carrie or myself or the handouts that we've got.
If you don't have one, right here we have Iosco County, Alcona County. This is our Lincoln Reagan dinner. On the back it has return address for payment and stuff like that. For bare minimum $25 for a plate for one person, okay? Well, the menu is salad, roasted chicken, pork roast, potatoes, chef's choice of vegetables, bread and butter, dessert, coffee, and tea.
Who's providing?
You're not doing it, Dave?
Come on, Dave.
I don't know who's, Jeff is working on that one. Jeff Johnson, so.
So if anybody would like to attend the dinner, grab one of those when you leave. And
Peter,
either that or
What's the difference?
the day before.
What's, our keynote speaker will be Viviano. Who?
Justice David
Supreme Court
Viviano.
Justice, Michigan Supreme Court, Viviano. Natalia Stamis will be there.
He's a good guy.
Jesse says Dan Banachek will be there also, saying, you know, doing his farewell tour. So there'll be a lot of people there, political people there. So it's been a good event.
Larry.
We're auctioning off the,
That's one of the door prizes right there. that
It's
will be auctioned
it's
off.
flat out auctioning. It's not necessarily a door prize.
Yeah.
Whoever it's I think if we start out at $100 and increase it by 10.
Do you guys get back on it? So we know.
It is from the.
'Cause I know
Oh.
that they- it's up your guard.
Well, hey, if you want to, yeah.
Is actually there was an original given away at Mackinac Leadership Conference. We had a woman who actually painted that watercolor for the district party specifically. So it's a one of a kind. I think there's only 100 prints from that
Yep.
original. The original went for well over $1,000.
And that's a numbered print?
It's a numbered print.
This is
more than 100.
8 out of 100.
Right, and it's signed by numerous political people who were at the island that year. So I think it's our entire Michigan delegation. So there's Rick Snyder, Ruth Johnson, Bill Schuette, Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, John Kasich, Dan Benishek, Carly Fiorina, and Jeb Bush.
Yep.
So it's
Pretty nice. It's been hanging in my living room since the 9th, and needless to say, I'm growing quite fond of it, but I don't think I can afford it, so.
and how much are we renting this to you to hang in your?
I paid for the frame. The frame was $41.60. It's a Craig's frame. And whoever buys it will have that handy dandy box to take it home in.
All right, so our next monthly meeting is on the 23rd here. And then on June 11th, we've got the multi-county meeting where we'll have all 4 candidates for the 106th on stage together answering a certain number of questions that I will work out with the county chairs. So we've got 5 counties involved in the 106th, and we will have all 5 counties represented. We're looking at also live streaming that event, so we're pretty close to having that finalized, so people on the far ends of the 106 district can still, you know, see the event broadcast live. So, all right, on June 8th, the Alcona Recreation Area has a gun and knife show. Do we want to support that event?
Depends on what they're willing to give us for ammo.
Yeah, no kidding.
How much of a discount you get on
Yeah.
ammo?
I was thinking 5 finger.
Yeah,
Wow.
okay. If we can get,
What was the date?
that was June 18th at the ARA site,
Okay, yep.
and it's 9 to 4.
Are you going to be there? You'll probably be there, won't you?
Maybe. What do you think?
Don't bring your checkbook. Don't let him bring his checkbook.
What I'm looking for is volunteers to actually maybe take the trifold board.
I would like to go to that particular one, so I say yes, we do that if anybody wants to join me.
Okay. So Carrie's going to take that one on.
I'll be in Germany, otherwise I'd join you.
Okay.
All right.
Say hello to the Black Mountains for me.
What day is that? Is that?
Black Forest.
Comfortable chairs, Carrie.
I'm not sure whatever day the 18th is. I have to look it up.
It's a Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
I'm not,
Saturday.
I'm not absolutely positive, but you can put me down as a volunteer that day, because I'll be in the area. I can
Just talk with Carrie then. Okay. Then our next monthly meeting is on June 27th here. We got the 4th of July parade in Glenny. And usually the parade is also in Barton City, so if we're going to support that activity, we need to put a float together, you know, that type of thing. Do I have any volunteers to work on a float?
4th of July is kind of crazy for me because that's when everybody brings their dogs in because they're already planning something.
Okay.
So I wouldn't mind coming over and decorating for a little bit, but actually to be in the parade, I don't think I could do that.
Okay. We'll have to keep looking at that one. Mikado Days on July 9th. There's usually a small parade there, and usually they have tables set up in the building.
Oh, in the township hall?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to take a look at July 9th, you know, if we're going to sponsor a table or do the float, whatever. So if we do a float, that would take and probably be used for both of those events. So, if I can get a coordinator, you know, I think we can arrange different trailers. So
Okay.
I've got one that I use for a scrap trailer that we decorated a couple of years ago. We didn't do the parades last year.
Yeah.
So. And July 25th, we have another meeting here. August 2nd is a state primary. We need to make sure that all the precinct delegates get everybody out to vote that can. I've got a list of all our local people that are running for all our Alcona County positions, township positions, whatever. So all our precinct delegates should get a copy of at least their township and get out and make sure that as you're going around talking to your townships, that you spend time talking to the candidates and making sure that they know that they've always got an opportunity to come here and they'll have a platform to talk. So any of our county people that are running, as there's going to be a big push this time to move some of these seats Democratic. I think Jesse can attest to that. With Peter, you know, moving out of his position, we've got 4 candidates running for the 106th. But there is going to be a strong push and a lot of money being pushed on the Democratic side to fill that seat. We need to make sure that we keep it Republican. So whichever one of these 4 candidates makes that seat, you know, in the primary, we all need to support that candidate. We need to support our Republican Party. Whether or not we agree 100% with everything that ever gets voted on, we need to support the party. Because having a Democrat in these positions are really tearing us up. You know, so I'll never vote for a Democrat, but I will push for any Republican that's willing to stand up, take the heat of governing, and try to work for the betterment of our community. So, all right, so we got the state primary. We got another meeting in August. Then we have the August 16th through the 20th. We've supported the Alcona County Fair for the last few years. We've had tables there, passed out literature for our candidates. We've had some of the candidates spend time at the fair. So we need to stay working on supporting the fair and making sure that we've got a good turnout there.
I plan on being at the fair. I plan on doing that one and
Okay.
blocking off my calendar for that, so.
And then we have Harmony Weekend, which is September 3rd and 4th, downtown Harrisville. We've had a booth down there for the last few years that we've manned, passed out literature. This year we should have a lot more interest with what's going on nationally and locally. There's, like I said, there's a whole list of Republicans that are running for Alcona County positions as well as for the 106th, for the 1st Congressional District, for president. So we've got a lot of work to do this year to keep our people informed and as precinct delegates, getting that information out, making sure that, you know, people are aware of what's on the ballot, who's on the ballot, and how we can help support them. So it's not just financially support them, but it's walking, knocking doors, passing out literature, you know, getting people involved in this process.
Yep.
We need to really pay attention to that this year.
Scroll down. Scroll down. There we go. Yeah, I think after the August primary, our August meeting, the Alcona County Fair and Harmony Weekend, and then our September meeting and October meeting are very, very important going into the November election. I mean, they're key. So as many events as we can possibly attend, I think we should.
Well, and then November 8th is the presidential election. We need to make sure that we get as many people out to vote for that as we can this year. And hopefully on the 11th, we'll have a celebration party here. So hopefully we'll have something to celebrate.
I'll bring the vodka.
Well, bring a tea anyway.
Yeah.
Question, you were talking about literature, because when we were at the state convention, we were able to get some literature. I got information about the Supreme Court justice and that.
It gives you good electrolytes, huh?
And one of the benefits of going to the convention and meeting with people, I was able to meet with people who are running for office. And what I found, the people don't even know these people. They might vote for someone because the name is regular. So I realized it's important, we begin now, in your community, anywhere, to let people know who are running. People say, I don't know who so-and-so is. They didn't even know who Pete Tellye is. They didn't even know who Dan Benachek is. You know, they don't know any of the stories about the Supreme Court and why that's really important. Understanding that it's a conservative court, but they lose those 2 seats because they were appointed, they have to be elected. That, you know, they're gonna be toast, so to say.
Well, that's part of the job that our precinct delegates can help fill.
Yeah.
Talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends, talk to your family. You know, share the information that we can. If there's something that you don't know, I'm sure Carrie can point you to, you know.
How do you get all those brochures and stuff?
Yeah.
You got some, because even the college board trustees, I don't have kids in college, so why was that important? But when I went and talked to the people who were running, they told me why it was important, even the students, because how a lot of what they call this microaggression, all these liberal agendas, they're being pushed into colleges, and you see it all along. So it is important that you know who the heck you're voting for.
Actually, the offices my wife are talking is far more important than that beauty show that's playing out in Pennsylvania. That's
What beauty show?
the presidential election.
Because, well,
I mean, basically, if you've got, I mean, if we had a real Congress and Senate right now that told Obama, you know, no more spending money, we'd be okay. But they're not standing up. And if we don't get representatives that are going to stand up for the 106, that are going to stand up, what Senate district is this?
36. 36.
36? I can't keep all the numbers straight, but I know who the guy is I need to yell at when it comes to it. You know, and the Michigan 1st District, you know, calling Dan there and telling him this stuff isn't right. If we don't have people that we can talk to that are going to carry our voice, then it doesn't matter who sits in the office, whether it's Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Hillary Clinton, or Bernie Sanders, because we will have people to oppose them.
yeah.
But it's going to matter if we're not teaching our youth what is going on. It's going to matter if we don't have a congressman that says, you know what, I'm not voting for this omnibus bill. Or a senator, you know, well, we're screwed on senators anyways. But you know what I'm saying, guys? The presidency is only one of 3. It's the other 2 that also have an effect.
What's impacting on our society, and that's what I found was really interesting. When Supreme Court Justice, I never say his name, Viviano, I had a nice long conversation with him. One thing he told me, he was mentored by Scalia, and he was telling me that when he was at the University of Michigan, and the trend is these people don't teach the Constitution and law. They're very one-sided, and they leave out a lot of information. So it really makes it important that I know who's running there. And I said, well, who else is running? And a woman named a Supreme Court Justice Larson. Well, they aren't going to put an R. They can't do that, and they can't put a D. So people don't know. They're just going to pick a name out of a hat. So it is important. I never realized how important it is to know these people, and even the school board, the college trustees and that. So I had a chance to meet those people in there. So I really would like, I know James and that, I want that information. I've got the pamphlets for the Supreme Court, and I can tell you about that judge, because getting to know and talk with them to understand where is their worldview about. And you hear a lot of things of people's impression that over there at the convention. I really think the same, but that's what I wanted to know, because then the more they tell me things that are aligned with I know what our founders have said, what our Constitution says, what the Michigan Constitution has said, the more I know that's the candidate for us. Then you talk to other people, you're not even close, buddy. I'm not considering you, so, but that
Well,
is
it's
really
important
That's
for all of
extremely
us to
right.
understand who's running for school boards in our local communities.
Exactly.
You know, it's, our colleges are being taken over by liberals, our schools are being taken over by liberals. We need to change that, and the only way to change it is to get people off their butt, run for an office, run for one of the school board positions, and stand up for your values. If you let the liberals win those seats, our schools are going to become more indoctrination centers for liberals rather than actually teaching the moral values that this country was founded on. So we've got a lot of opportunities here to take part in events, and we're working diligently to try and do that. Any help anybody wants to add, I'm sure Carrie and I and the whole court team would appreciate your involvement, coming out, being part of what's going on. Okay, so much for that part of the agenda. We've got two candidates here that are going to talk today. Jesse Osmer is our first district chair, and Dave Chandler is also running for the 106 congressional. We've got Dave Raphael.
Dave Riffle.
Ruff, okay, who will be running for circuit judge.
23rd Circuit Court Judge, correct.
Okay, so that was an add-on to this event tonight. So let's get Jesse up here. You've been our